Nvidia reports earnings on Tuesday, and this widely followed earnings report will have a huge impact on the market and many of your portfolios, no doubt. Let's take a look at the setup going into Tuesday and see where the stock can head from here. We have been trading in more or less the $400 to $500 range since the breakout Q2 earnings report, which re-rated the stock. We are just about overbought on the RSI, and I'm not seeing any bearish divergences or bearish candles. We do have a gap at around 424, right below the 50-day moving average. Backing out a bit, it appears that we have formed a giant bull flag, which is considered a continuation pattern. I also think it's noteworthy to point out that this massive head and shoulders top never played out, despite many analysts being sure to let you know that Nvidia was going lower when the stock was right here.
I think trend and momentum favor the downside. I think they report November 21st or something, so that's still about 3 weeks away. It could be down to the 200 before that point.
I generally don't like to see a stock run into their earnings, as it just makes expectations that much higher. I would feel much more comfortable going long if we were at 400 or 450, but not 500. But that doesn't mean I want to be short, because as Nvidia has demonstrated in the past, they can report an amazing number, the stock gaps up and starts running. We're up over 244% year to date, and there could be a continued chase for performance into year end, as many money managers want to show ownership of the stock and how smart they are to their clients. We're also in that time of year where the winners will keep winning for that reason. Let's backtrack to just after Nvidia reported Q2 earnings in late August. Last earnings report, when Nvidia was trading near the upper end of its current range, they beat and raised and issued optimistic guidance. Now, in the after-hours session, they made an all-time high of around 520, but then spent the next few weeks selling off. Now, I believe this happened because we had a very different market environment where rates were moving up and eventually broke out, putting pressure on all stocks. It's also possible that everyone who wanted to own the stock already did, and there just weren't any buyers at 520. So let's juxtapose this against AMD's most recent earnings on October 31st. Now, AMD reported a top and bottom line beat, though their guidance was slightly below expectations. The stock traded down after hours, but quickly rebounded after CEO Lisa Su said they expect to sell 2 billion of AI GPUs in 2024. This one comment was enough to ignite a rally, and couple that with falling interest rates, and there you have it. AMD was primed to rally because it was trading down into earnings, expectations were low, and rates were falling. Nvidia, on the other hand, is basically at an all-time high going into their report. Expectations are high, but rates are falling, so that's a good thing. Nvidia gets about 25% of their revenue from China. Now, in response to the AI chip ban to China, Nvidia said that they don't expect any, quote, near-term meaningful impact. So we may not see this affect this year's earnings, but it is something to definitely watch in 2024. I think given the strong seasonals, money managers needing to show ownership, and falling rates, there is a good chance we could gap up. But with that said, I don't really feel the need to gamble and speculate on how the stock will move post-earnings. Instead, my plan is to wait for the report, see how the stock trades, and then decide whether I want to take a long or short position. For example, the numbers could be fine, the stock could make its move, and then there's your chance to take your position versus paying up for options where volatility is elevated, and if you don't thread the needle just right, you'll lose even if you get the direction correct due to volatility crush. Okay guys, there you have it. Those are my thoughts and my strategy on how I am playing Nvidia going into earnings. Please let me know in the comments how you are approaching this stock going into and after earnings.